talking out of my ass, number 20. In this, my 20th talking from my dangling, loose meat, anal tissue, speckled with gray skin tags, yellow spots, yellow spotted anus, aka asshole. Pull up the notes. Half these fucking notes, I don't even know what the fuck it means. It's gonna be probably a 5-minute one this time. Shit. Blind leading the blind. I wrote that as a note. Yeah, this is a blind leading the blind. I'm fucking blind. And you're the blind, so I'm leading you. Blind leading the fucking blind. If your life needs direction, or if your life needs correction, don't follow my direction. That famous Beastie Boys lyric. I can't remember what song though. Shit. I don't see any cops. Any state police around here. Good. Alright, so blind leading the blind. Yeah, I ain't the smartest guy in the fucking world. You know, but I figure if you make it to about 43, you might know a little something about how to survive. So I just relay the information I've gleaned over the fucking years. Is that the right word? Gleaned? Learned? I don't know. Whatever I've fucking learned over the fucking years to survive till 43. I've been in some near-death situations. You know. But, you know, somehow I made it out of it. Somehow I'm alive. The dead only know one thing. It is better to be alive. Joker from, what do you call it? Stanley Kubrick's film. Full Metal Jacket. So, let's see. Blind leading the blind. Mispronounce words, stuttering. Yeah, I stutter. Mispronounce my words. I have incorrect word usage. What do you expect? I'm doing this. All I do is write down the topics and go off on the topics. There's no fucking preparation for this whatsoever. I write down the topics throughout the fucking days, and then I fucking feel when I got enough. I feel I got enough for a fucking podcast. I just look at the topic, try to figure out what it means, and fucking go off on that fucking shit. Hopefully I get a couple good rants out of it. It's like, you know, throwing shit out the wall and see if it sticks, you know? That kind of fucking protocol. Poker strategy. I'm not going to give away my poker strategy. But I tell you this is how you develop your own poker strategy, because that's the only way you can fucking do it. It's like art. You know, your poker strategy. You can go to fucking art school, but still, you got to learn your own methodology for working out your art. For working out how you're going to, you know, crank out your masterpieces and shit. Right? Anytime you deal with fucking art, you always got to work on your own way of doing it, you know? Same with poker strategy. I can recommend some books to you. David Slansky's, what the fuck is that fucking book called? David Slansky's No Limit Hold'em Poker something or other. He wrote it with Ed Miller. Ed Miller and David Slansky wrote this fucking book. I think it's No Limit Hold'em Poker Strategy or something. That's a good one. It's wordy. It's a lot of math. I recommend studying up on taking like a full probability class, because he really gets into expected value and fucking probability and shit like that. The essential poker math skills or some shit, written by some guy named Anton, or well, I don't know what his fucking name was. Filipino guy. He has a couple of classes on Udemy. Starts with an A. It starts with an A, his first name. Antoine, I don't know, something like that, whatever. He's pretty good. And then Ed Miller, I think he wrote a book called low-limit poker strategy. Where it talks about nits, you know. People who like get like bitch scared to bet, you know, whenever they hit a high bet, whenever they're faced with a fucking an over-the-top bet, they start freezing up and shit. They don't know what to fucking do with their fucking strategy. Their strategy goes down the fucking tubes. As soon as the aggressive player gets on the table and starts fucking overbetting the fucking flop and overbetting the pot and shit, they don't know what to fucking do. And he talks about how to use. He talks about, you know, how to use that kind of strategy of overbetting to figure out how to read hands. That's what it's called. It's called something like How to Read Hands at No Limit Hold'em or some shit by Ed Miller. So first you read all those fucking books, you watch the videos and shit, and then you get one of these apps, whatever, on your fucking phone, right? Poker apps, right? You're playing against live people and shit. I recommend Dragon Play Poker No Limit Hold'em or something, right? Live poker No Limit Hold'em, right? Dragon Play. You get on there, you start practicing, you put all those theories to work, and after, you know, countless hours, whatever, 1,000 hours of playing on the Dragon Play Poker, you should develop a strategy, because poker is basically dealing with, you know, types of people. You got fucking, this is from what do you call it, David Slansky's book. You're dealing with loose aggressive, which is one of those fucking fuckers who just fucking overbets the pot, overbets the flop, overbets every fucking thing. Loose aggressive. And you got tight aggressive, which David Slansky recommends in his book, which is, you know, you're aggressive in certain types of situations, but you're also tight in other kind of situations. And then there's loose passive, which I don't even know what the fuck that means. And then there's tight passive, which I don't know. What tight passive would be, you know, they're real tight. Whenever somebody bets the fucking pot, overbets the pot, they fucking freeze up, they fold, and then you know, they're always limping in. They're always fucking whatever the minimum bet is. If there's no raise on the fucking the round of betting pre-flop, you know, they'll usually limp in and shit, right? Anytime you overbet the pot or fucking raise or something, they'll usually fold and shit, right? So poker's just dealing with basically types of people, you know. So after about 1,000 hours of playing Dragon Play Poker, encountering all sorts of those fucking people I just described, loose aggressive, tight passive, tight aggressive, loose aggressive or loose passive, all that shit, you finally develop a strategy out of it, because there's a way you're gonna deal with every single one of these people, right? There's a fucking way, right? So I'm not gonna really get into how I deal with them, but I deal with them. That's how you develop poker strategy, just like in art, just like anything else artistically related. You know, you figure out, you basically read the books, and then you practice till you fucking come out winning. Just like any other art form. West Side low rent. I don't know. I'm just gonna go off on this anyways. West Side low rent. Yeah, see, the people on the west side of Chicago, the reason they got all those fucking empty, like, fucking gravel-filled, like, weed-filled lots and shit, the reason they never developed that shit, or no developers came in there because they were too afraid their shit would get burned down, their buildings would get burned down, right? But you know what? I actually talked to a developer once. The reason I talked to him was I had picked him up in my taxi, and he was telling me that somebody had burned down his fucking car while he was sitting there in front of the building he was about to develop, or trying to, like, overhaul and shit and rent out and making condominiums. Somebody had burned his fucking car on the side of the street. Why do you think they did that? Because they don't want no development in that fucking neighborhood, the west side. They want to keep their rents low. The drug dealers have a fucking financial obligation to keep the rents low because then it'll increase their overhead. You think drug dealers want to pay like fucking through the nose rent? You know, bleed through the nose rent? No, they want the cheapest rent they can fucking find. Condominiums come in. Condo builders, fucking developers come in and shit. You start raising the fucking property value, and then people start charging more fucking rent. So yeah, maybe if one of these protesters went on the west side and burned a building down, I don't think nobody would give a fuck. I think everybody would be like applauding that shit because, you know, the rents would stay low. Rents are cheap on the west side. Madison, Cicero, Madison, Kedzie. One time I was driving like on, I think it was Madison and I want to say Sacramento. Madison and Sacramento, right? It was like 2:30 in the morning during the summer, right? It's warm out, right? So I drop off the passenger, right, from my taxi, and I just see this group, like, I don't know, about, I want to say good 50, it looked like 50 kids, teenage kids, were running towards me, right? They were about to fucking, I was in this fucking, you know, obviously marked taxi with fucking stars and shit on the fucking sides of the car and a big fucking lit up fucking day glow sign on top of the fucking car with the numbers printed all, you know, pretty much saying, you know, attack me, you know, put the bullseye on my fucking, on the car and shit, or the bullseye on me and shit. So I see like 50 black kids running towards me, right? 50 black teenage kids, let's call it for what it is. 50 black teenage kids just running towards me at full fucking blast, right? Madison and Sacramento, right? I didn't even, there was a fucking stop sign in front of me. I didn't even give a fuck. There was traffic. There's fucking, I had to go, you know, make a left-hand turn onto this fucking like, I think Sacramento's like 4 lanes. There's 2 lanes on both sides of the yellow line. Yeah, so I had to go. I didn't even give a fuck. I kind of glanced to my left. I kind of glanced to my right, and I saw a little clearing. I just sped the fuck out. I ran the stop sign, got the fuck up out of there and shit, right? That's the west side for you, man. All along Madison Street, Lake Street, Washington, fucking Jackson. Even a little further, like, you know, Roosevelt, 16th Street, all the way up until about, like, Chicago Avenue, up until, like, Augusta. Or, I mean, not Augusta, that gets in the Humboldt Park, but yeah, that whole fucking area, man. It's burned out and shit, and they want that burned out fucking look to it, because, you know, as soon as the condo developers come in with their fucking Starbucks coffee shops and shit, and their cute little fucking fucking pottery barn shit, the fucking rents are gonna go up. Who wants that shit in their fucking neighborhood? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The protesters, yeah, go ahead, burn something down in the fucking west side. They'll fucking love you for it. They might even be helping you and shit. They want to keep those rents low. Blind leading the blind. I already covered that. Flow chart. Who knows what the fuck? No need to panic. I guess I can go off on that. I kind of remember what I was thinking about when I wrote that. No need to panic. Yeah, I mean, if you constantly worry and shit and panic and shit in tough situations, you're probably gonna die. You're probably gonna get fucked over. The reason there's no need to panic, because most things can't kill you, honestly. If your lights get turned off, is that shit gonna kill you? If your electricity goes out, is that gonna kill you? If your cable goes out, is that gonna kill you? If your car breaks down, is that gonna fucking kill you? No. Those are like everyday problems. Sure. If somebody points a gun at you, maybe you should, you know, be like, you know, kind to that guy because he's got a gun pointed at your head, you know? Say yes, sir, to that fucker, right? Yes, sir. No, sir. Would you like your money in a paper bag? Would you like that plastic or paper? My money given to you, you know? But any other situation, you're about to lose your job, right? Are you going to die from that? You might face some hard times, but you're not gonna fucking die. When I hear about people like killing themselves because they lose their fucking job and shit, I'm like, why, man? Why? There's other ways. Even if you have to fucking steal, there's plenty of ways to survive. It might not be at the fucking level you want to survive at. It might not be in your fucking your little house with your comfy little sofa and your fucking cable TV and your fucking internet, but you'll still survive. There's no need to panic. You're not gonna die. You'll find a way to survive. Only way I think I'd panic a little bit, I'd shit my pants, honestly. A little bit. If somebody had a gun pointed in my head, I'd shit my pants a little bit. Cause, I pretty much know I got a high probability, of getting fucked over at that point. I don't know, maybe you shouldn't panic in that situation. Maybe if you go for the gun and you wrestle it from him, you got a chance. Maybe. If you can overpower the guy and you get the gun out of his hands. If he gets that close to you, maybe you can get out of his fucking hands and you can survive. I don't know, man. Anytime I had a gun pointed at me, one time I had a gun pointed at me. I was driving taxi on the west side. I picked this black kid up, right? He must have been 20, 21, right? And he tells me he's going down to City Hall. It's fucking 8 o'clock at night. He wants to go down to City Hall. 8 o'clock at night, right? I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? We turn a corner, we turn another corner. I hear like a... And he's like, pull the car over. He's got the gun pointed right at my fucking head, right? He's like, give me it all. Give me your fucking money. So I gave him my fucking day's money. The money I had to work hard for. Fucking hustling the whole fucking day. It was like, I don't know. I don't even want to get into it, but it was enough. A day's pay, right? He wanted my cheap little piece of shit Nokia phone. That first model that Nokia came out back in the fucking mid-90s. That piece of shit phone. So I was like, happily, I just gave it to him. Hey, you want this piece of shit? Go right the fuck ahead, right? He took my little GPS, my Garmin GPS, one of those fucking, looks like a fucking piece of, it looks like a kind of like a brick or something. Like a brick cut in half and shit. It's like thick and shit. It's all boxy looking and shit. One of them fucking early Garmin GPSs. I think it's like the Nuvi 570 or some shit, or 370. One of them fucking old ones, right? He wanted that, so I gave him that. I panicked a little bit. I was like, man, don't fucking shoot. Don't fucking shoot, man. Don't shoot, all right? Yeah, I've shit my pants a little bit. By the way, he got caught. I had to go to police lineup. I wasn't sure it was him. I was like 50% sure, but he had done it some other cab driver. And the other cab driver could finger him real good. Knew it 100% that was the guy who robbed him. So they built the case around that other cab driver. So no need to panic. Yeah, most shit won't kill you. Why are you panicking? Why are you worried about shit? Only time you should worry is when there's imminent death. Like, you're 5 seconds away from death. Maybe you might shit your pants a little bit. Maybe not show some hubris to the gods. Maybe they'll spare your life if you shit your pants a little bit. To the gods or the God or whatever the fuck you're praying to. Maybe if you shit your pants a little bit, it shows you have a little humility about yourself. Maybe you're not so arrogant about shit. Maybe the gods won't strike you down and let that person kill you. Right? Wow, that was a short one, huh? Alright, that concludes my 20th talking from my fucking asshole. At 20 minutes, wow. What a coinkydink.